Hello everybody, today I have something really cool to share with all of you. This is a new product from Tru-Tone. These are their new line of mini lights that mimic good old-fashioned incandescent mini lights. Now, just a disclaimer, this isn't on the market just yet, but it will be soon, so go ahead and head over to their website and sign up for a notification email for when it is available. But if you're watching this way in the future, I'm sure it's available now, so go and get yourself some because these are really cool. Now, obviously, a lot of companies out there are trying to mimic the wonderful warm glow of the traditional incandescent light string of mini lights, such as these right here, which we'll compare them with here today. But a lot of them miss out on other details. They're going for that really nice kind of warm color instead of the, really harsh blues or greens or any of the other colors that LED is really harsh with. And me, personally, I really don't like the LED blues that are out there because they put out a UV effect and it kind of messes with your eyes, and I just don't like that at all. So when I saw that they wanted to send this over for me to take a look at here, most certainly we have to do it. So here we are today. Let's take a look at the outside of the packaging. And one of the things that first caught my eye when I saw this in the box was the window here that shows you the bulbs inside. Love that. We have the same thing going on here with this other vintage set. So that's really cool that they brought that back. Of course, the front of the packaging here and all the colors and everything are to make it look vintage, which is also very cool. On the front of the package here, they mention one big advantage about their LED incandescent look-alike mini lights, and that is that they are flicker-free, and they're achieving that by using a DC power supply. By doing that, they're getting rid of all the individual components in the bases of the LEDs themselves that need to convert that, series AC current into DC for the LED, which gets rid of the flicker effect. If you go into a room and it has a really cheap LED light in it, and you move your hand around, you kind of get a shutter effect, like right here on this video with a 30 frames per second frame rate. If you get that, you have a really cheap LED, and it's actually quite annoying. But with this, because they're powered with DC power, we get a much nicer, smooth light. Now, there's some other cool advantages that have come with this DC power adapter, and we'll take a look at that here in a second when we open it up. On the front of the package, we can see these are a joyful color version. I'm sure they'll also have some type of warm, clear colored ones as well. I believe they call them candle glow. And just to, candle glow is what they call it here, yes. And on the side of the package, indoor-outdoor use, they're shatterproof, color fast, which is nice, as it's not, something that's going to degrade in UV light being outside. So that's awesome. Shatterproof naturally, it is a plastic. And we have some more information here. T5. Now, I'm not entirely sure what they're referring to as T5 here. Is that the bulb? Because when I think of T5, this is what I think of as a lighting enthusiast. We're thinking of a T5 fluorescent bulb, and that's not what this is, obviously. So I'm sure somebody can enlighten us. Very cool here. And on the back, we have some more wonderful pictures. That is awesome. Love all the detail they put into all of their packages. Just 7 watts to run this set. That is really cool. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. And here is our first look at the inside. What catches your eye? The first thing that caught my eye is we're back, man. We're back with the thinner wire. That's Christmas. None of this thick wire stuff that we have nowadays. We're back with the old traditional thin wires, these good old sets. These are my favorite. I don't like the modern ones with the really thick, heavy wires. Those are terrible. We're back with the thin wires, they have achieved it using their DC power supply. But we're back. Everybody that enjoys the thinner wire mini lights, I think you're going to be pleased with this because this is awesome. Okay, another thing that may have caught your eye on the packaging here, I do believe, as they talk about the spacing, they're 4 inches apart, which is also awesome. Modern mini lights are so close together you can't appreciate the individual colors of the bulbs. So this is really cool to have them 4 inches apart. Now, we do have a proprietary plug here on the end, but that is because it's DC. We're not doing AC here, so that's totally fine. I'm going to take these out of their little color home here so we can take a look at the spacing. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that so much. Personally, I'd like them spaced a little further apart, maybe 5 or 6 inches, but I kind of have some weird preferences when it comes to Christmas lights. Here we have a brand new old stock set of incandescent ones. They used to come in these foam packages. It looks like the wire goes all the way back like this. So let's see. Here's our ending one. Yeah, this is a really old set. Look at that. We got like 6-inch bulb spacing here. That is tasty. But I do enjoy that these are further apart. 4 inches is nice. It's kind of a nice compromise between the really close 3-inch ones and the really nice traditional kind of 6-inch spacing here. Absolutely awesome. Now, we have 100 mini lights here. Obviously, we're not comparing how many lights we have because this one is 35. We're just comparing the differences compared to a really nice old traditional set here and their modern LED equivalent. The other thing that catches my eye is I love the twist ties like you'd find at the grocery store. That's kind of cool. And let's take a look at the adapter here. So we do have some spare bulbs. I'm sure you get one of each color is my guess. 3-volt DC. I'm sure once these sets come out, they'll come out with little packages of replacement bulbs for you. But I'm thinking these are going to last quite a while, so you probably won't really need many. And I love the little touch here with the little cardboard disc at the end of the light set. That is so classic. You'd see this on the very early mini lights that GE made back in the day and some of the other brands. This is a really nice special touch. That is cool. Love the little touches like that. Now, obviously, this comes off. So let's say something happened to our little supply here. At least you'll be able to separate it or, plug it into another set so you can continue right along. I love that they've put their logo on here and it's raised. It's not just printed on, it's raised on there. That is really cool. And there's our little power supply. So that is awesome. Let's get that on there. We do have, you may have seen a gasket here to prevent water from getting in. So that's a nice touch. Because they did say indoor-outdoor use, I do believe. Okay, you're like, can you finally turn these things on? You're probably skipping to that part of the video anyway. Oh, most certainly we are going to turn them on. There we go. Takes a second for the circuitry here to get up to speed, but once it does, we have our beautiful colors. And of course, we'll get our incandescent ones here too, because we got to have something to compare it to. There we go. Let's turn off the lights. Okay, so we have the Tru-Tone LEDs here and the traditional incandescents. Love the colors. This is so cool. They're pretty close here, really. I mean, you put them all together. We'll separate some here and make it easier. So here's the blues. There's some nice blues. And then we have a pink. Very nice pink. And a green. Very nice green. And kind of a yellowy orange. Boy, they got that right on spot. There's a lot of different oranges and yellows out there, but they did nice with this one. And last but not least, we have red, of course. Let's try to get our reds up here. Nice reds. Yeah, these match very nicely. Now, they're not as I guess, interestingly done on the inside, as some other brands are trying to figure out. But I don't feel like you have to have the, you know, LED in a certain spot and stuff. It's about the color and how it outputs the light. And these LEDs inside here of the housings output the light very nicely in all directions. It looks really good. I love the blue. I love that it's not that terrible UV blue. And of course, we'll take a look at our incandescent ones here. The first thing I noticed with these is that they are warm because, well, they are incandescent. So there's our traditional incandescent ones. I think they did a really good job here, making the colors match as close as they could. It's not the best comparison, but I think they did a really good job. That's awesome. Okay, so let's just take a look at our incandescent ones here. Space them out because why not? So if I get that off camera, there's our incandescents. Again, I really like the spacing here. You get to appreciate each individual color. That is really cool. I love wrapping these on garland. So that's fun. And then, of course, the Tru-Tones here. And let's undo our twist tie and see what we have. Well, that is beautiful. Love that. I also do like that they have the little clips here, so the bulb doesn't fall out by accident. That is nice. Again, absolutely love the thinner wire. Love the look of that. That is beautiful. Very, very nice. I have to plug in our incandescent friends here again, just so we can stretch them out too. I don't know. Can you tell? I think they look pretty darn close. If not, I don't know. You could fool me, really. If it was in a window or something, yeah, you would fool me. Very cool. Overall, very impressed with the new Tru-Tone mini lights here. Like I said, these are not out just yet, but they will be soon. So please go to their website and sign up for notification email if you so desire. But if you're watching in the future, these should be out and available. So very cool lights. Again, the things that I really like, the colors, the blue especially, very nice, and the thinner wire and the bulb spacing. The thin wire, the bulb spacing, that's nice. I really, really like that. And the flicker free, I mean, that's obviously a giveaway too, because a lot of them do have that slight flicker. Obviously, the incandescents don't. So I think they did a wonderful job here. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Merkove and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.